And we got a tool review next. I gotta finish this first, so grab you something to drink. I'll be right with you. I'm Rick, and this shut the heck up, you stinking roosters. Prepare that for your sanity. This is the shack. Hey everybody, welcome. Hey, if you're new to the channel, first time stopping by, thank you so much for taking some of your time out to view. Always ask that you would consider subscribing. If you do, ring the ding, that bell down there so you are notified when these videos do come out. Give it a thumbs up, like it and share it. It definitely helps the channel. Excuse the way I look. I've been working all day, working on the pantry. That's another video coming out. If you're watching this video, you're probably in a market for a tape measure. And I have to say, I came across one. I would normally just pass over and go right to like the DeWalt, Milwaukee, Stanley. Unless you're at Lowe's, then you'd go like to Craftsman. But I was actually at Lowe's today, and I was looking at the Craftsman. I looked at them, and I'm sorry, I think they were kind of cheap. I just passed over them. If you went to the store, you would come across a brand called Lufkin and pass right over them. Only because you look at these pictures, you look at these and they basically look cheap. To me, they are a tape measure you would buy for the house. Basically, it's just something cheap to throw on the door. Nothing I would ever consider contractor grade, basically. But that's changed. I was in the market for a new tape measure. My DeWalt, as you see here, the numbers are worn off. I cannot read them. I need a tape measure I can read. So I was looking around for another one, and I had seen a couple of reviews on Lufkin, and I'm thinking, I don't want to look at Lufkin, they're cheap. And I watched them, and I'm like, whoa, I was blown away. This isn't your daddy's Lufkin no more. These are serious contenders to go after Milwaukee and DeWalt. Crescent has joined forces with Lufkin. They basically reinvented the tape measure, and they're reinventing themselves. And I tell you, this tape measure has some nice features. It completely blew me away, and when I was comparing them to the Milwaukee and DeWalt and the Stanley, I pulled the blade out, checking them all out, and when I pulled the blade out on the Crescent Lufkin, that sold me that instant. Put the blade back in, put the rest away, took it up, bought it. Let's get up close and personal and let's go over some of the features on this new improved Crescent Lufkin Shockforce tape measures. Remember, check in the description below. I will have model numbers for each individual and the model number for the combo kit. So put this aside for now and let's focus on this one. Immediately you will see this is all blacked out. To me, that is very stealthy looking and is very appealing to the eye. This like black matte finish, almost, I don't know why, I think like a rat rod or something, I don't know, it's kind of cool, kind of dull, whatever. And you got a couple little things here with bling, little bars here, and you got the little ring here, kind of shiny chrome. I love chrome, I'm old school. If I know the camera might be able to pick that up, you see there. This almost has like a, I don't want to say like a generator motor type something design. Just got the slots in there. Looks like there should be a turbine or something in there. And you have on the edges outside here knurling. You know, it's all these little details that I notice when I look at something. You have this black matte finish here that really don't see much unless you get the reflection. And then you see the Crescent Lufkin and the circle and the crescent and the 16 foot are in red. The Lufkin Shockforce, you can see when he reflects. It's just kind of cool. I like the feel. It's not plastic. The DeWalt, and you got a little bit of kind of like a rubber imitation on top and maybe on the bottom when you grab it. This whole thing has the same texture and it just feels good in the hand. It almost feels like I'm grabbing my pistol. And it's just got a good feel. I will talk about that in a moment. But this, please chime in, comment in below, because this is something, there is a reason for this, but I personally have never had this happen. These are bars to protect your lock. And it's for, if you drop it, you won't break the lock knob. And I dropped mine a lot. I never broke that knob. Even when I started working, building a few homes, my uncle doing Jiffy Lubes, I drop my tape measure all the time. Why? I don't know. I just have clumsy hands, I guess, but I never drop my tools. But this I would drop. I'd probably drop a tape measure 1,000 times, different tape measures. I have never broke that. So I think it's cool, but I don't see the functionality in it because 40 years I've never broke that. What I have had is the blade break or the hook snap off when it goes in. Maybe got away from me, went in, snapped, and it was done. Had to get another tape measure. But this I have never had break. But it's cool. It's kind of bling to me. Now this is twofold. You can either put a linear, what do you want to call it? I hate that name. I just can't pronounce it. Strap or something in there. So if you are working on scaffolding up high and you drop this, you have it connected to you so he doesn't go down and knock somebody out and break their skulls open. Or you see a little hole here, you can strap it through there. If you strap it through here, and I don't have my pencil with me, doggone it, you can put a nail or a screw through here. You have to lay it down on the face. You put that in there, you can take your blade out, connect here, and you can scribe an arc or make a circle. You can use this for like a little compass if need be. Nice little afterthought, I think. Nice little feature. Belt clip. This sucker is tight. I would normally set it in my tool belt just like this. I'm on my pouches. Sometimes I just want to do something real quick and I'll clip this either my belt or front pocket of my pants. I was trying to get that on there and I thought I was going to rip my pants. This sucker is seriously tight, but again, it is brand new. I've been using this for about 3 weeks now and I haven't clipped it too many times, and that sucker is stiff. So longevity, we don't know. These have only been out about, I don't even think, a year yet. So it's still pretty new to the market. Longevity, marketing, testing can only do so much. What's really going to be proven is over the next 5 years and see how they last. That's about it on this until I get into a little bit more. But I want to give you something real quick on the 25 foot. They've done something nobody else has done. The distance between here and here, if you are doing an inside measurement, this is right there, 3 inches. Don't have to like 2 3/16, 2 3/8 or something. It's a solid 3 inches. So all you have to do is whatever the tape measure ends right here, add 3 inches, makes it very simple. Don't have to figure in fractions. Sometimes my brain just don't want to work. That just makes it more simple, more easy on me. Same thing with this. You got the bars, the clip, and you got the little eyelet to do arcs or circles. But that's the one thing that they have done on this. They thought about that and they made that very simple. We'll make a side note real quick since I have this upside down. On the bottom here, right here and here, when I would push the lock down, this here would actually spread. The first couple times I used it, I'm like, that's not good. You see a gap down here, this would open up. I thought, well, that's going to be a weak point right now. That thing's going to keep open and closing. Something's going to break right here. That's a bad design. That's a flaw. What I did to remedy that, I took a Phillips screwdriver and tightened the 4 screws back here, and they did turn a little bit. Not a lot. You don't want to crank it and bust it, so I just snugged them. And now it still flexes a little, but not nearly as bad. So that is one thing I will have to say is a flaw. And I will get that in my final wrap up, because that's going to minus a few points right there. I think that would have been best taking this screw, moving it down here underneath the blade, keeping this tight. That would have been much better. Give it a year, we'll see what happens. I had this side by side with Milwaukee, with DeWalt, and as soon as I pulled the blade out, that's what caught my eye, and that is what sold me. I had another one here. I don't have with me. I don't have my DeWalt here. I was going to do them side by side, but I wanted you to see how this thing pops. Look at that. That's like neon, that's like reflected, that's like glow in the dark. This is amazing. That dark back and these green fluorescent neonish looking numbers and marks pop big time. Plus the fact they're on the back. Now, I don't ever remember having a need up for something on the back. I might have, could have used it. I probably could have used it a few times, but I don't remember. Now it is there, so in case I do, that is another nice option. The numbers on the back are vertical. The numbers on the front are horizontal. Another little thing, if you want to check this out, every foot has got this big green neon block around the 1 foot mark. So every foot has that big bright mark, 2 foot, 3 foot. You see it, and I will show you later from a distance how very visible this is. Also, your stud marking, stud on center, 16 on center. You see it has this, not as big as the 1 foot mark, but you have a rectangle square around the 16-inch, your stud center mark. Same thing on the 32. And when you get down to the 4 foot mark, as you see, the 4 foot mark has the squares around this, but it's broken top and bottom, and you have the rectangle in there, so you can differentiate between just a solid one and a stud mark. So this is your 4 foot mark plus your 16 on center stud mark. Now if you look at this, you can see that the bottom is kind of look like a matte dough finish. The top is glossy. The bottom has a diamond dust coating on it. Very gritty, and it really grabs the end of your material. Or if you're using a pencil, you need to make an arc or a circle, this really grabs. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to demonstrate that. I'm going to get a pencil, I'm going to pull on it, and you can see this thing really grabs quite well. On your hook, I'm going to compare it again to the DeWalt, if you can see the difference. This one has higher hooks on top, a broader hook on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to stick this out to 1 foot. Now it's 1 foot. Now I want you to, I'm just going to hold it here. I'm going to grab here, I'm going to push out, and I'm going to swing it. Without moving this, I'm going to just move the blade. See how that hangs on? It grips your surface. Look at that. I am pulling hard on it. Very gritty texture coating on here, and it grips whatever it is you're trying to hook on. Now I'll do this one just to let you see, fair comparison. I'm just going to hold it, and again, it's a lot less of a foot mark here, not much there. Pushing on it, I can't even get it to move. There's nothing there to grip onto this, and it just slides off. I can't even get it. I'm going to set it here. I'm not going to move it. I'm just going to see how far. I can't even get it to move. So I can do this one. Second try on it. I'm not going to move it. Look how far I can move that. Gription. It grips your surface. A nail, screw, or even a Phillips screwdriver small that's going to fit through there. You can sit that on, get you a pencil, and you could do a arch, or if need be, even a circle. That's just something else they added it, a nice little bonus. If you have a need, you can use this for that, versus you don't have that on nothing like this. The blade itself is nylon coated. Supposedly it will last 5 times longer. Now you saw how worn out my DeWalt was on the edges here. The numbers, you could barely read the markings, and these were starting to wear off and it's sliding in and out all the time. If I can read this still and it is better than the DeWalt in a year and a half, then I am even more sold. But again, time will tell. We'll see how this lasts using it in the shop for the next year and a half. So my last complaint, or let me rephrase that. I have one comment, I think, on a false statement. Now the big thing is standout. I guess the further you can stick your tape measure out, the better it's supposed to be. I don't know. To me, I don't really see having to extend more than 8 to 10 feet max. They claim, Crescent Lufkin, they have a standout of 14 feet. But I saw a review on a channel, and they were at a show, and they had the guys there, and you know, this is still new out. On their display, they had them all extended out, showing how far this could go out versus the other brands. But seriously, they had them like this. So you have this big arc. Now they say 14 feet. Yeah, but I'm not on the job fishing for marlin, okay? I am on the job going like this when I'm trying to hook my material. I'm not going to be going like this trying to, like you would at those, what do you call it, carnivals, trying to fish a bottle on a ring or something. I don't know. I'm not going to be doing that. I want to get the thing hooked and measured. I don't got time to be dinking around trying to hook it. So that is false statement. Real rule, you guys, we're out here like this, trying to hook the edge. So if I get 8-10 feet out like this, I'm happy. I don't need to go 14 feet this way because I'm not out fishing. I got to hook the end and I got to get busy working. So I'm going to go out back. We're going to do both of these, the 25 foot, 16 foot Crescent Lufkin. I'm not going to bend it way up. I'm just going to stick it out, see how far it'll go out. And I will use, I don't have it here, I think I put it back away, or it might be in the car. I will use my old DeWalt, the one that's worn out, and I will be using the new DeWalt, which is still about a year old, but I've only started using it the last 2 months. Just to see if there's any difference, and just kind of get an idea of what the actual standout is without having to arc this major thing like I'm trying to hook something. It's just, I know it's marketing, and to me that's just unreal, it's unperceivable. I don't care if you do 20 foot, you gotta have it like this. You ain't doing that on the job. You're sticking it out like this. So that is real world, that's realistic to me. So let's get outside and we're gonna test all these real quick. First off, it's the older DeWalt. We're gonna go out 10 feet and then go from there. Mm, 10 feet. Lock it down. Nope. Go 9 feet. 9 feet, no problem. Go 9.3. That's good. 9.6. That is good. 9.9. No. 9.6. 9.9 won't go. The newer one will go 9 feet. 9 feet. Back it in. Feels much more rigid. 10 feet. No problem. 10.6. Oh yeah. Even if wind's blowing, the wind makes a difference. 10.3 all day. 10.6 is strong, but with the wind it busts. 10.3 solid. Now we're going to do our Crescent Lufkin. Mm, 10 feet. Lock it in. Brand new. Does good. Go 10.6 because the other ones couldn't pass that. Oh yeah, 10.6. 11. I will do 10.9, 3 inches at a time. 10.9. Now let's go 12. I mean 11. 11. Tis good. It's really good. 11.6. 11.7. let's do 12. Now we'll go 11.9. Wow, look at that. 11.9. 12. Right there. Take the weight off. Oh yeah, look at that. Even with a little bit of breeze, I'm at 12 feet. So it definitely already surpasses the DeWalt. Oh. 25 footer, we'll just see what we can get out of it. We'll start off at 11 feet. 11 feet, we'll start. Whoa. Okay, I'll start this one at 10 foot then. Okay. 10 foot does good. Let's see what happens at 11 feet. Nope. I'll be damned. It won't go 11 feet. Yeah. But this is real world. Okay, 10 feet 6. No problem. It's 10 feet 9 inches. Nope. 10.6 is all I can get. Well, you saw the results, and actually I learned something because I didn't know, and I guess it goes without saying, but I never really thought about it. Older your blade, I guess it does lose its rigidity after a while, because these are basically the same tape measure, but the older one wouldn't do nothing. The newer one did better. Surprisingly, size doesn't matter, because the 16 footer kicked Big Brother's butt. Yeah, the 16 footer actually did better than the 25 footer. And it was, you heard it on the camcorder here, you heard the wind, so it was breezy out, and that's real world. That's what you get. I couldn't get anything over 12 feet max. And I want to show you the visual of these blades versus this very neonic, glowing, bright, in your face, standing out blade. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to back up, get certain distances from the camera, and you can tell how far back one is more visible than the other. We're at 3 feet right now. 6 feet away. We're about 10 feet away. Can you tell which is which? Not that you'd be that far away, but this is just to let you see the visibility of the tape itself. Only downfall with this tape measure is the fact that it spreads open. It flexes for me a little too much down here, and it did exceed my expectations. If it was as I thought and did everything I thought it would do, and it was just a good tool, it's a 4-star. If it exceeded my expectation, I give it a 5. This exceeded it, but I don't like this, so I think I'm gonna have to do a 4.5, because this concerns me. Don't know over a long period of time what's going to happen with this, but I will find out, and if this thing does have issues, I will definitely update the video, or I'll do a little short video of like a 4-month, 6-month update on the tape measure. But we'll see how this holds up down here. Other than that, I am blown away. I didn't think you could actually reinvent the tape measure Crescent Lufkin has. I am impressed. I love it. I put my DeWalt's aside. I don't even want to look at Milwaukee. This one's cool. Stealthy, black matte, kind of rat rodish looking. I don't know why I'm thinking that. I don't know. It just does, because it's got a few little hints of chrome, old school. That makes it so easy for me to whip it out, hook it up, make my mark. I can read that. I can read that like I was 20 years old again. I mean, oh, that's easy. Click, click, done. It's nice not to have to squint and struggle. I like that. If you're in the market, I highly recommend you check them out and go there, pull the blade out, check it out, see if you like it, because this is a strong contender to the Milwaukee and to the DeWalt. That's enough. It's just a tape measure. Can't go crazy on it. So thank you so much for watching. Be blessed. Take my check for your sanity. See you next video.